Bedtime Talk with Sarah. A really ugly bedtime talk. I'm so sorry. And my bed pole is in the way. But, you know, you guys wanted me to make this video. And at the end of the day, I'm really, really tired. So I'm going to make it. But I'm going to make it a bedtime talk. Because I haven't done a bedtime talk in months. I think I was still pregnant with Levi with my last bedtime talk that I did. So, hello. By popular demand, I asked you, friends, what you wanted me to talk about. And it was between losing my V-card or Lorelai's home birth. And by popular vote, the home birth story won. It was always winning over like 2 votes. So I'm sorry for the other people that wanted to see that other video. It'll have to be at a different time in my life. But tonight I'm going to talk about Lorelai's home birth, which occurred on March 16th, 2014. Okay, sorry. All right. So, her home birth started on March 14th, 2016. Wait, 2016. Did I say 2016? 2014. Oh, Lord. Levi was 2016. Don't have a bunch of kids if you can't remember their dates. Lorelai was 2014. Okay. Her birth started on March 14th. That's right. 2 days before I had her, her birth started, or her labor started. So, with Liam, I experienced contractions, but I was in the hospital, and they gave me oral medication, and so I didn't really feel like contractions like this. You know, these were intense. It woke me up on the 14th, which was a Friday, I remember, at 4 in the morning, and I woke up Thomas. Right? Did I wake you up?
You woke me up and told me to go back to sleep.
Okay. So I woke Thomas up and I said, I think something's happening. Oh yeah, I remember that. I think something's happening, but I'll let you know. Like, go back to sleep. And then I kept contracting every, 4 minutes. And I think I let him sleep until 6. And I said, call Heather, and that's our midwife. I said, call her because something's definitely happening. And these contractions were, painful. I couldn't breathe. The rule was if they were lasting a minute and they were at least 5 minutes apart and I couldn't talk through them, then to call her. And so that's what I waited for. I couldn't sleep after 4 a.m. I tried to, but they were way too painful. So I got up. He called her at 6 a.m. She came over, and then they were pretty consistent until noon, and then they started fizzling out. And they were only about 10 minutes apart. And they stayed that way. Very painful contractions. From 5 to 10 minutes apart. They stayed that way. For 2 days. For 2 days. Through the day and the night. For 2 days. I remember we took Liam on a walk to try and get them more regular. And I remember having to stop and because I would have contractions. And we'd have to stop on our walk and everything. And, they were, real.
What about those people we'd run into on the walk?
Oh, yeah.
How pregnant are you?
How far along are you? I'm in labor right now. Damn. So that was fun. So let's get to the day that she was born. I was able to sleep Saturday night. So Friday night, I had contractions all night. Saturday, I had contractions. Saturday night, I went to bed. I was able to sleep from, maybe my body knew that, this was going to be it. Because I was able to sleep. I was so worn out. I fell asleep at, 8 o'clock. And I slept until 4 o'clock again. It was, 4 o'clock on the dot. I woke up. Again, these were a lot more painful. And I told Thomas again, what did I say? I'm going to take a shower. I said, I'm going to try to take a shower and see if they, calm down. Did I tell what happened?
You just told me to call Heather, I think, again when you got out of the shower.
Didn't you have to help me in the shower?
Yeah, I went in the shower.
Okay, so I was getting a shower ready, and I was like, wow, these are, like, way more painful. I don't think I could take the shower by myself. So I went, and I ended up waking him up, and I said, he was up until 2 o'clock in the morning playing video games that night. The one night. He knew labor was, like, any day.
No, because you were like, it's going to happen tonight, it's going to happen tonight, and then it never happened. It's going to happen tonight, it never happened. And it was like...
That happened for 2 days, though.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna happen tonight. That was 2 days of doing that. So he thinks, oh, because it didn't happen for 2 days, I'm gonna play video games until 2. We'll be fine. And then, sure enough, I wake him up.
The Last of Us.
He was playing The Last of Us. Sure enough, I wake him up before. I was like, I know you've been up since 2, so I'm gonna try to go take a shower and, like, hopefully they fizzle out. I go get the shower ready, and we were living in my father's house at the time. He has a big jet tub and a big shower and a huge room, and he was out of town, so I was just gonna take over his room and make that my birth space. So I went in there, I started the shower, and I was like, I can't stand. Shit, Thomas has been up all night, and I need to go wake him up because I can't stand. I cannot sit up by myself. Like, I physically need him to hold me up in the shower. So we took a shower, and just in that, like, I took a shower, like, I washed my hair, and I was like, I know this is it, this is the day. So I was like, I'm gonna go do my makeup after the shower. I'm gonna go do my makeup, call Heather, tell her this is definitely it. I can't even, like, hold myself up. This is it. He called her, and she was like, yep, this happens all the time. I know that this is it. I'm coming right over. So she was there. I remember setting up the bath with candles, because it was, like, 5 in the morning at this point, and it was still dark out. So I set up the bath with the candles, and I was like, center my chi, and I'm laying there in the bath, and she comes, she puts the Doppler on my stomach, and my contractions are, like, very close together, and she was like, oh yeah, I could tell that this is it, like, this is gonna be the day. And I was like, oh my god. So I'm in the bathtub, and of course this is the day that Liam wakes up at, like, 6 o'clock. So I tell Thomas, call your parents, tell them to come over. This is the day. They need to come entertain Liam, and I need to labor. So from 6 a.m. until 1, I was good. And Tom's parents were in the house with Liam, and they were just playing, and I was laboring. I remember walking around my dad's room in a sports bra. My midwife kept having me drink water and, like, take little bites of crackers. Like, she wanted me to stay, like, hydrated. And at the hospital, they don't want you to eat, but for a home birth, like, I guess it's better for your body in general when you're in labor to eat and drink and stay hydrated and not hungry. But at the hospital, because you might have to have a C-section, they don't want you to eat because that's a surgery and you're not supposed to eat, blah, blah, blah. So home births are, in general, just way more relaxed. I remember she wasn't going to check me, like, for dilation, but I'm really impatient and I wanted her to, so she kept checking me, and I was progressing. I was 4 centimeters when I got out of the bath at, like, 6:30, and then by 1, I was at 7 centimeters and 100% effaced. And this is the part that Liam needed to leave. It got to be about 1:32, and I felt like I was in transition because I was starting to, like, not talk between contractions, and, like, before that I was talking between contractions, putting on music, like, I was fine. But this is the part where I told them they needed to take Liam, so they took him to the park, and then I think they took him to their house and then said, call if you need us or whatever. I was not talking between contractions, and I felt like I was in transition, but Heather checked me, and she said the baby's head is coming at an angle. So she told me to stand up and walk to try to get her head to go not at an angle. And because, like, she would not come down. And I had contraction upon contraction, and I was screaming. I remember screaming, but her head would not come down. And I finally just said, like, she had to put, like, a scarf on my belly to, like, hold my belly up to try to get her to go down in a different way. And I finally just said, can you please just break my water? Just break my water. See if that does anything, please. Because I remember when I was in labor with Liam, they broke my water, and I like went to from like 7 to 10 centimeters right after my water broke. So just try that. And she was like, okay, usually I wouldn't do this, but since you have been in transition for so long, I'm going to break your water and see if that moves things along. I remember her breaking my water at 140, and Lorelai was born by 247. She broke my water, and I remember just like collapsing on my dad's bed, which is so funny now, knowing that I gave birth on his bed. Sorry, Dad. I collapsed on his bed, and she was like, okay, we're just going to do labor and delivery. I remember her saying this. We're just going to do labor and delivery, like pushing. So just, I'm going to hold your legs up. Thomas helped me, and just push. And I was like, okay. And of course, she checked to make sure that like I was ready. Once she broke my water, like I knew it, it went straight to 10 centimeters. And she was like, okay, just push. And I pushed twice, and I was screaming. And boop, Lorelai comes out. She lays her on my chest, and I just remember crying, saying, oh my gosh, I did it. We did it. We did it. Thomas was amazing throughout that entire labor. Even Levi's labor. He was, we labored at home for Levi, and he was going to be an unassisted home birth. Throughout Lorelai's birth, I just held myself up on him, and he rubbed my back, and he stayed with me, and he just gave me so much love, and he was just there. Heather kind of sat in the background and let us do our own thing, and she let us labor on our own. It was the best experience. It really was. Having a home birth was the best experience of my life, to be honest. It really was. I'm not saying my other 2 births weren't my best experience ever, but it's just a completely different experience. I would highly recommend it. If you have the means, I would highly recommend it. It was just, I remember her laying on my chest and me just bawling and saying, I can't believe I just delivered her at home after 2 days of torture. It's finally done. And then I held her, Heather delivered the placenta. I gave her to Thomas, and then I walked into my room with Heather, and she helped me put she filled like a newborn diaper up with ice. And she put it on my hoo-ha, because, we just had a baby, so it's swollen. So she put ice there, and she, helped me put on my underwear and helped me put on my nightgown. And I just laid in my bed. Thomas gave me the baby, and she nursed for as long as she needed to. And Heather cleaned up my dad's room while the baby nursed. And then she weighed her right there on my bed. And that was all, I'll make the thumbnail of this video, her weighing the baby on the bed. But it was magical. And then we called Tom's parents over. They brought Liam back. And we ordered a pizza and laid in bed and watched a movie with Liam and Lorelai. And then Thomas put Liam to bed. And I put Lorelai to bed, and we just went to sleep. And that was my labor and delivery with Lorelai. The best experience of my life. So, that's my story. Sorry for rambling, but that's what happened. Oh, that's what happened. Straightforward. I love you guys. I have another video coming. It's my first brand deal, so look out for that. I'm going to post that tomorrow, but I'm going to make it now. Love you guys.